Welcome to the 2 Point Needed podcast. I am your co-host Keb,
No, Kev.
and welcome to our show. Welcome everybody. Like I said, I'm your host Keb, and I'm here with Kev, your two main hosts on the 2 Point Noted podcast. And to be honest, it's been a long time since I hosted a podcast. People that don't know, I do peer rap podcasts with two others. So it's been a minute. I already know I was stressing to even get this recorded. We had to do it 3 takes to get this going.
Hey, it's been about three. We're good though. We're good.
Yeah, it's just the obviously if we have someone to like produce the show, get everything set, like someone's in the background doing everything for us. Because I was thinking like, all right, I need to get the background music, I need to get the damn recording, like the intro video. When I haven't done that in a minute, it's it can be overwhelming at times.
It's my first one, so I'm excited. Here for the ride.
Yeah, man. Yeah, as right now, I'm the one in control of all the banners and everything, and eventually you'll learn all that. It's fairly easy.
Hey, I'm gonna get it soon.
Yeah, and I'll plug Pure Rap Podcast real quick. Yeah, I haven't hosted that in a minute, so yeah, I'm kind of rusty in my hosting skills. So it's our first episode. It feels good to be back talking sports. 'Cause, I was doing Daily Football Zone. Scrap that. It's gonna start fresh. It's gonna be me and you doing 2 points noted, and I'm looking forward to our journey, man. Anything you want to say before we get into tonight's topics? It's our introduction, so let everyone know who Kev is, man.
I mean, I'm just a regular guy. I love music, sports, everything else. That's what we're gonna be here to talk about. Me and Caleb been boys for 20 years, so it's just another conversation just on camera.
Yeah, so pretty much what you could expect from our podcast is we're mainly just gonna be talking sports music for the most part. Whatever else that's popular culture that comes up, we'll be discussing it, but mainly sports and music is what we're into. We'll bring in other discussions as they come along. I'm looking forward to bringing on guests as well in the future. If it's friends, if it's ball players, if it's musicians, whatever we can get on the podcast, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, with that being said, yeah, I got another podcast, strictly music related. I used to do Daily Football Zone. That was another podcast, but hopefully I won't be too, because I was too busy last year, especially this
hella busy
podcast. I'm hoping this year is going to be a different story. Again, don't mind my lighting and my internet can be shitty at times, so bear with me for the time being. That should change probably by the spring, summertime. So bear with me while I get that handled. Not in the not in the best circumstance I'd want to be doing this, but that's life, and we're gonna grind it out until we get to where we want to be.
Yes,
Just like with my other podcast, I'd like to have a studio that we can come into and do our podcast. If it's 2 points noted, or if it's pure rap podcast, whatever it is, like just to have that room where we can come in and talk our podcast. So that's gonna come in the future for sure. But for now, we're using StreamYard, and we can talk virtually. So with that being said, yeah, welcome to the 2 Points Noted podcast. We can get into what we have, ready for tonight. We got one topic we're mainly going to talk about tonight. We'll probably drop more episodes or another episode this coming week. But with tonight, we got the 2024 NFL Championship round predictions. Before we get into these games, which one are you most excited for?
Probably the AFC.
AFC, Ravens at Chiefs? Chiefs at Ravens, I meant?
Yeah, it kind of gives me like Brady Manning vibes.
I feel that.
Two of the best quarterbacks.
Crazy, I freaking messed up the freaking game. I said Ravens at Chiefs because you're so used to the freaking Kansas City hosting the damn games. So it's actually at Ravens, but we'll get into that game. That's actually the first game on Sunday. It's at 3 p.m. Eastern time, 12 Pacific. Yeah, that's going to be a good game. I know some probably wanted this to be the nightcap, but the NFC got that. I think it flip flops. I think last year AFC had the nightcap, so this year it's NFC. Yeah, because I remember the first game was Eagles and 49ers last year, and that's when Purdy, got the elbow and all that. That was during the
That
day.
was, yeah.
I think each year they flip flop it. So now AFC is the first game of the day. Yeah, man. Pretty much. What are your thoughts on this game?
Main thing is, I think it's gonna be a classic, one of those all time great games. You got the Ravens, almost like the 2000 Ravens, are number one in most categories, most sacks.
That defense.
Yeah, the defense is crazy. And Mahomes, I mean, he doesn't have what he used to have with Tariq Hill and everyone used to have, but Kelsey's still a dog. You still got Nicole there. You got Rasheed Rice, he's breaking out.
Yeah, I
Runs
like
like a madman.
yeah, I liked Rashi Rice coming into the draft this past draft. So he's gonna be one of those guys for years to come. Hopefully in Kansas City, see next year even break out even more. I would assume. But
And surprisingly, the Chiefs have a good defense this year too. I think they're top five in a lot of categories too.
they do got a good defense. It gets overlooked by Mahomes and Kelsey, but yeah, their defense is top notch as well. Just as I'm not gonna say it's as good as the Ravens. Ravens, I'd say, got the best defense in the league, but it's up there to compete. It's up there to compete with Baltimore in that offense. So I'm not gonna take that Chiefs defense lightly. Yeah, before we actually give our predictions, I want to bring up some nuggets about this game. Well, first, Lamar. Yeah, speaking of Lamar, he's likely to be the two-time MVP, and
MVP.
all he needs is a Super Bowl.
He
Super
does.
Bowl.
He's missing that ring.
At this rate, he's chasing Mahomes. Because Mahomes is obviously the best quarterback in the league, and Lamar gets that second MVP. You can arguably say he's the second best.
A lot of people say it's like Mahomes and everyone else, and then it's like Josh Allen and Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Josh Allen's ever beat Mahomes.
He beat him this regular season.
But I'm talking playoffs,
playoffs now.
Yeah. And the only other person to beat him is Joe Burrow, and so if Lamar can do it, and he's a two-time MVP, he's got to be
Joe Burrow and Brady.
He's got to be immortalized at that point. And two MVPs in a ring.
Yeah, Joe Burrow and Tom Brady are the only ones to beat him in the playoffs, both being AFC championships. And that's crazy because the Chiefs, they've been to 5 straight AFC championships.
That was like 2019. Yeah.
The first year Mahomes went, his first year as a starter, where Frank Clark was it Frank Clark or D Ford?
D
Ford, the one that was offsides. They've been to 5 straight since then. The 3-2, the Chiefs are 3-2 in the AFC championships. Again, lost to Brady in 2019,
Burrow,
and then Burrow in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, pretty much, Mahomes 5 straight. He's 3-1 in his career versus the Ravens. The only loss being in 2021. He only lost by 1 point too, and I think that was like a week 2 or week 3 game. It was like September.
Really?
Point game. And the Chiefs are coming off victories against Miami, who has they're banged up, but it was still a decent team. I mean, I didn't think they're all that because they can't beat teams over 500, but they still got a fast offense. And then they beat Buffalo in the divisional, which was a close game. Having to go to Buffalo, Mahomes' first game on the road in his career, won that, and now he's about to go to Baltimore. And Baltimore's hosting their first AFC Championship game since 1971. So, it's a long time coming for Raven fans to see a game at home before the Super Bowl. But yeah, it should be a good one. Ravens, they're 6-3 at home compared to 7-1 on the road. So, surprisingly, they have a better home record. But
that's crazy about Mahomes. Like
he never played on the road until last week.
Yeah, that's crazy. Out of 5 years, 5 years.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
5 straight years. Yeah, 5 straight years to the AFC Championship game, and all being at home.
It's kind of been a cakewalk, so that's why I feel like this is going to be a classic because it's his first. I feel like this is his first real challenge, and he's playing to a quarterback. He's playing against a quarterback that's right there with him, and plus in elite. I don't think he's really played elite defenses in the playoffs. I mean, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, that Patriots.
When he played a real elite defense was in the Super Bowl against the Buccaneers, and
the Patriots defense was elite too. That 2019 year. Gilmore had Player of the Year that year, and you saw the Super Bowl against the Rams. It was a low scoring Super Bowl. So that defense was elite, and it was still like a high scoring game for what I remember. And they lost because of it was D Ford that went off sides and shit and fucked them.
I really feel like this game's gonna be determined on like who makes more mistakes, more so because I feel like Lamar's gonna keep the ball safe. He doesn't really turn the ball over. Patrick doesn't turn the ball over. It's more so those defenses are gonna have to kind of
Yeah,
force turnovers a little bit more.
and that's the thing with the Chiefs is they want to, especially if they want to win, they're gonna have to contain Lamar and his running. They're gonna have to force him to throw and hopefully make the wrong decision.
This year too, he's been more from the pocket. He's been a real pocket passer. He's only, but just like last week, he only had 100 something passing yards, but he had 100 rushing yards. So it's kind of pick your poison. I feel like that's the kind of game he's getting to now. Like
Yeah, and Ravens are coming off a 34-10 victory against the Texans. It
I
was
thought it
cool
was
to
gonna
see.
be a lot closer.
Yeah, it was cool to see. I'm not surprised by the score. I didn't think Texans were going to win that. I just didn't think they were ready. No one even thought they were going to even make the postseason. So to
Yeah, at
even
all.
win that wild card game and then get a chance to play the Ravens, I knew they weren't going to beat the Ravens, but they get that experience. Stroud, rookie quarterback, obviously you could say the most successful rookie quarterback there ever been because I think
Yeah,
he's the one that's won a playoff game in however long. Like
yeah,
so. He should be offensive rookie of the year. It's hard. That's a hard discussion too because Puka Nacua he
yeah.
had a
Broke records. Like
great rookie year too, breaking records. If anything, that should be a co MVPs right there, in my opinion. Just like they did the co MVP, the co
yeah, who
MVP,
was that?
co rookie of the year. They did co MVP was it 2003 with Manning and McNair.
Yeah, yeah. Because
That for co MVP, but they should be co. I say co MVP for them. Co rookie of the year should be offensive rookie of the year should be Nacua and Stroud, in my opinion.
yeah, most definitely they should split that because Stroud has so much success. And I mean, even Puka, they got to the playoffs and he
Yeah,
broke that
he
record. I think it was like a 50-year record for rookies.
Well, that was for the receiving yards, but I think he broke it for rookie like with the catches and yards as well in a game.
Yeah,
So
he's something
yeah,
else.
I think it's deserving that they both get it, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
we'll have a. I know you mentioned that before we went on. I know we'll have a separate discussion about all the awards when it comes to that date. I think the award ceremony is on the 8th of February. So as we get closer, we'll probably do an episode speaking on that. What our
The
predictions.
NFL got me kind of mad about defensive rookie of the year, but that's another discussion.
Yeah, they did your boy Tyreek Stevenson dirty.
Yeah.
He played for the Bears. It's like Derek Brown. I mean, he wasn't originally voted into the Pro Bowl, but he eventually got as a replacement. But he should have been,
It's
if
like
not
a pity vote.
yeah, he should have been at least second team All Pro or something for the year he had. But he plays for the Panthers, so of course they're not going to get the recognition. But yeah, this game. What's your score prediction? Who you got winning and punching a ticket into Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas, Nevada?
I think it's gonna be a low scoring game, just because, like I said, Chiefs actually have a good defense this year. What's their corner's name? McDuffie. He's been having a great year. So Chris Jones doing his thing per usual. So I think I'm gonna take 13-17 Ravens.
Okay.
I think Ravens defense will be too much for Mahomes. For once, he'll finally be not look human because he's still gonna do Patrick Mahomes things, but I think that defense is just, and they're all rallying together right now. So
yeah, Roquan Smith and fucking what's his name?
Patrick Queen.
Yeah, them both.
Jadeveon Clowney's coming back to life, like
right, having his best year in how long?
yeah, they're.
And their
corner
corner
is Marlon Humphrey.
Looks great, even when Marlon Humphrey didn't even play last week, and they still look stout.
I don't know if he's coming back, but I know Mark Andrews is coming back too.
Yeah, he's activated. He should be playing.
Yeah, I just saw that earlier. And Isaiah Likely is already looking like a future star tight end. But
likely looking like a.
He's likely looking like he's gonna be something.
Likely.
Two-star tight ends is crazy. And Zay Flowers is coming into fruition.
Mm-hmm.
Another possible rookie of the year. But
yeah, good offense they got there in Baltimore. Even better defense. This game is tricky because it's hard to count out freaking Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Yeah. That team, and that's the thing. That's a playoff team. They're disciplined. They know, obviously, other than D Ford again in that championship game I mentioned being offsides, but that's a disciplined team, and obviously they probably learned from that because it seems like they don't make those stupid mistakes in the playoffs anymore.
Great coaching.
But yeah, Andy Reid got that team disciplined, and Mahomes is Mahomes. Pacheco's been freaking, running out there like a freaking wild freaking horse, just running through freaking defenses and shit, like
an angry toddler when you take his toy.
he just play angry, and I like that about him. And he's just like he's gonna lay his shoulder into somebody. So that's gonna be a good matchup with Pacheco and those linebackers. That's gonna be exciting to see. You got 17-13 Baltimore. I got more. I think it's gonna be at in the 20s. I think it's gonna be like a 24-27 game. Even
Shootout.
with the defense, even with the good defenses, I still think it's gonna be like a 27-24 game. But I got Kansas City winning it. I'm not gonna. I would like to see Baltimore. I would like to see Lamar. Silence the haters, silence the media and the people of my descent, calling them a non-quarterbacky quarterback and whatever. But I can't see Mahomes losing. Maybe
Hey, he
if
did say when he got drafted, he said they're gonna get a Super Bowl
he
out of him.
was, he said he was, and some probably thought 2019 was that year too when he won the MVP. That was going to be the year, but
Yeah.
in his second year in the damn league. But I'm not gonna count out Mahomes. Kelsey looked like last week he came back to his old form.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't surprise me if the NFL wants Taylor Swift at the fucking Super Bowl. So the script writers and that's my theory that they work with the refs to favor certain teams to give them certain calls, and it's on the team to fucking pull it off. But that's my conspiracy. I think the NFL works with refs to give teams certain calls in their favor. And damn right. Damn well the NFL wants Taylor Swift there in the Chiefs. So I'm stuck. I think Chiefs are going to win that. I say it's going to be like 27-24, 26-20, like a close game, like something like that. But I think it's going to be in the 20 range. I think it's going to be a little bit more points than 17-13. But it wouldn't surprise me if 17-13 too, just due to those defenses.
Yeah.
That's going to be an exciting game. It sucks. Yeah, that's the first game because I'm actually looking forward to that game more than the NFC game. But the NFC Championship I think it's just going to be just as good though. I just think the quarterback duel is obviously a better duel than the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
And that's between the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, I guess we'll see Brock Purdy in a full NFC Championship game because, like I said, he got that was when he got the elbow injury last year against the Eagles. And to be honest, I think
wasn't someone random playing quarterback last year? Was McCaffrey playing quarterback?
They had McCaffrey take a snap or two, I think, at quarterback for it. I remember I didn't even finish the game because it was already over, and I was like, I'm gonna do something with my day and just keep up.
They had all the momentum too, and then
Purdy. It was like that first drive here, his elbow, and then Josh Johnson, who's just signed off the couch, fucking, and now Josh Johnson's on the Ravens again with Harbaugh.
San Diego legend. He went to USD, I think.
Yeah, USD, because that's how him and Jim Harbaugh. That's why they're tighten it because they were winning at USD. And then that's when Harbaugh went to Stanford right after that and changed that whole program. And that's a whole different discussion about the coaching carousel. And we can do another episode about that probably sometime this week. Maybe when the coaches get filled up, all the coaches get filled up around the league. Maybe we'll do an episode about that too. Just giving a rundown on all the signings. But this game, it's gonna be this one can go either way. Just due to the fact how Purdy looked last week. He's going up against another good, a pretty decent defense. They didn't look good in the wild card against the Rams, but they did, they did come up against the Bucks, and I think that was my dark horse game was that Bucks were going to beat the Lions. Obviously, that didn't happen.
Me too,
That defense came to play, especially against the Bucks. And Mayfield he had the 2 interceptions, but Mayfield came to play too, but didn't have a Matthew Stafford performance.
That's what Baker's going to do though. He's going to throw his couple picks again too. So
my dark horse bold prediction was that the Bucks would make this game against the 49ers. But Purdy didn't look good against the Green Bay Packers, and the Packers came into that game hot. And if Carlson didn't miss that field goal, this could have been Packers at Lions, an NFC North championship game right there.
Would have made us look so good as a Bears fan.
Right. I know you happy, but I'm assuming you want the Lions to lose, right? You being a Bears fan.
I mean, I'm not opposed to the money because they've never won shit, so it's like they got to get something. At
least I don't mind them going to Super Bowl if they lose, they lose. But
and I like the city of Detroit. They're like hard workers. They grind. They deserve it. But I don't think they can do it. Not against this 49er team.
Yeah.
Warner is best linebacker in the game. He's balling. Hufunga.
This might be one of those years, a Cinderella story like Philly was in 2017. You never know. But
I feel like San Francisco always gets right there, and they can never. I feel like if they can't do this, I think they should clean house. Not clean house because
they're going to have to have a lot of people to sign and not have the money.
Chase Young is too expensive.
not
So
worth
this
it. Anyway, you still got Bosa. They have other guy rotational guys too.
on the
Um,
line,
yeah, on their
they
defensive
got
edge.
Kinlaw.
Yeah, well, he's on the inside, but he hasn't really panned out as a first round pick. But
Are you thinking
and
on the
still
outside?
there, so. But yeah, we can talk about edges later. But yeah, the 49ers, they haven't lost to Detroit since 2015, and they're 1-11 against Detroit since 1996. Obviously, going back to their, they've been in poverty for decades.
Yeah,
But obviously, this is a new Lions team, but I'm still going to give the facts. And they haven't lost at home versus Detroit since 1975. So it's been a minute. It's been a minute that they've lost. But again, this is a different Lions team. Fucking Jared Goff's playing like a damn elite quarterback. Dan
I mean,
Campbell's just
he was number one pick for a reason.
right. And Dan Campbell just changed that culture in Detroit, brought in the right people. Brad Holmes, their GM, deserves a lot of credit because going back to the draft last year, a lot of people were giving the Lions an F grade just
That
because
Gibbs trick,
Gibbs and
that Gibbs.
Campbell,
Yeah, I
and
was like,
they went Laporta and Branch. And Branch was a good pick though, but like they try to give him an F in like the first round because they went, what was it, Campbell and Gibbs in the first round.
yeah, because
Let's
they
say,
just signed David Montgomery over.
and they signed David Montgomery, so they wanted to give him an F. But that's what it's like. Sometimes with these drafts, it's like you can give them an F due to value at the spot, but at the end of the day, the spots don't really matter if you're getting the person you need and they know they're going to work in your offense. Because obviously you saw Gibbs at 12 and then Campbell was at like 18 or something like that.
Yeah.
Obviously they're key contributors to their damn team, and obviously now you look back at it, all those guys they got, that's an A plus damn draft with and Branch in the second round and whatever. Like even the past couple drafts they've gotten a lot of late round like steals, like later round, diamond in the rough.
Raw was like a second round, I think.
Yeah, they got a lot of diamond in the rough players, and Brad Holmes deserves that credit as a GM and that whole front office for bringing in these key young guys. That whole team is mainly based off young guys that they've been drafting.
Yeah, in the past 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's a young team.
We got to give Holmes and the whole front office and Dan Campbell, a lot of credit for building this team to get to where they're at right now.
I think that works a lot too when just like you see in Oakland when you have a player as the coach. Because Dan Campbell, I think he played for Detroit, right?
I believe he was a tight end there at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, like because I feel like they understand what it takes to win because they're actually in the trenches doing their job. So once they have a say and D'Amico Ryans and
they're the type of people that the players play for them. They rally behind this guy and that was a good. I think it was a good hire for the Raiders to bring in Pierce. It just sucks now that Chargers got Jim Harbaugh and they still got Andy Reid. Sean Payton's overrated in my opinion, but Sean Payton's there. So
loaded coaching division.
I would like to see Pierce, win some games and try to sneak into the wild card. I don't think they're going to win that division, especially not next year. They're still going to have a lot. They got to get a franchise quarterback. If it's in the draft, if it's Daniels or whoever they get in the draft, or if they, free agents, or if they trade, if Chicago does want to go Caleb Williams, maybe they try to trade for Justin Fields over Atlanta. Like, we'll have to see what pans out, and that's going to be exciting come, March, April time when free agency opens up and, trades happen and draft coming around the corner. But, back to this game. Yeah, this is the first NFC Championship game the Lions have made since it's the first one since 1991 when they lost to the Washington Commanders. They've never been to a Super Bowl. I know Lions fans are hoping for that.
It's been we weren't even thought of yet. 1991, we were still
born. It's their first, and this was their first postseason appearance since 2016. But they have actually won for the first time since '91 when they beat Dallas in the divisional round.
I don't even think that was like they were like in called the Central Division or something. They weren't even like NFC North.
NFC Central, yeah, because after the alignment with the expansion teams when they actually did North, South, East, West.
Yeah.
But, Lions, they're 6-3 on the road this year, so not a bad record. Goff's looking to make his second Super Bowl appearance. Lost that close one, like you said earlier. The Patriots had that stout defense. The Ravens had a good defense. Rams had a good defense too, so that's why it was such a boring game. And people said it was like a boring Super Bowl. But if you like defensive battles, I'm sure people were the ones that like defensive battles were stoked about that. But this is that's gonna be a good matchup. Purdy's gonna bring his A game. I think CMC is gonna have to have a huge day as well.
Yeah.
I think is Deebo Samuel playing. I know he's.
I didn't see, but I know
he'll play. I don't see him missing that.
Yeah,
Kittle needs to do Kittle things. Brandon Ayuk is solid receiver
Maybe,
as
yeah.
well.
I
Yeah,
saw he had the most yards off the or he had the 60th. I think it was like 60th receptions in the league, but he had one of the highest. He
he
still
had like
finished with
75
1,000 yards.
receptions and had like 1,300 yards or
Yeah, like it
1,400.
was something crazy. This shows how he's a deep threat at any moment.
Mhm.
Like,
And then Juwan Jennings had some
he
catches
had a good
last
game. Yeah.
week, Samuel when he got out. So, yeah, it's gonna be a good game. And that defense, yeah, 49ers defense is always, they always
Stout,
come.
yeah.
They just, I don't say, I'm not gonna say they're as good as the Ravens right now, but they come to play like the Ravens. So they're
Yeah.
gonna hard nose hitting. Fred Warner's a beast. San Diego local. Well, um,
Mission Hills, yeah.
well, North County, San Diego. People don't know we're from San Diego, so you like to see the locals shine in the
Yep.
leagues. Um, that'd be dope to see if he can actually get a ring. But yeah, what's your prediction for this game? I think this is going to be obviously a close game as well. Obviously, these teams are in the championship for a reason. You'd hope that they're going to be close games, unlike the last NFC championship. But that's only I think it'd been a different outcome possibly if Purdy didn't get hurt with that elbow. But yeah, well, what's your prediction for this game?
I mean, assuming there's no injuries, everything's good. I got San Fran 24-14. I just don't think Detroit's gonna be able to do much. And they don't have a lot of playoff experience. The only person really with playoff experience is Jared Goff. And at times when he plays great defenses, he can look regular sometimes. So I'm gonna go with San Fran.
I think this can be I think it's gonna be like a 27-21 game. I think it's gonna be like a 6 point game. Come down to the
Mhm.
last drive. Maybe if it's Detroit or San Francisco on the losing end. I think it's gonna come down to the last drive for a team needing to get the touchdown to win. That'd be my prediction. But I got San Francisco winning it. I say 27-21 around that range.
Yeah,
Um,
and my mom's a Frisco fan, so I'm rooting for him since we're not
yeah,
in the playoffs. The Bears.
that was my dad's team, and CMC is still one of my favorite players. So I would like to see him.
And I have a conspiracy. The Super Bowl logo is purple and red,
Yeah, everyone's thinking that's what it's gonna be.
and
But
Detroit's not purple, so it has to be 49ers and Ravens.
well, I'm gonna break that prediction, and it's gonna be red, all red. Houston and Niners again. We're gonna get a Super Bowl rematch from what was it, 2018 season, 21 season.
Who the Niners and
The
Chiefs?
Niners and was it 2021, 2020 season, 2021 year?
2020, I think.
I can't remember. Or 2020. I can't. No, wait. 2018 was the year to 2019. That was the Rams. Whatever. 2019 to 2020 was 49ers and
Yeah,
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I was
Yeah.
saying earlier it was 2019 season for the Mahomes Brady game, but that was technically 2018 season, 2019 year.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2019 season, 2020 year of the Super Bowl. That was Chiefs and 49ers.
And hasn't it been 10 years since they played last? The Ravens and Niners in the Super Bowl? Was that 2013, 2014
2013
season?
2012 season, 2013 year.
Oh, so 11 years.
I'm losing time, man. We're getting older by the day. I can't
Those are
remember.
high school days. It was crazy.
Yeah, I think it's 2012 season, 2013 year, that February 2013. Because I
Yeah.
think we were junior in high school, which was 2013.
So hopefully it's a Super Bowl rematch.
It could be a possibly Super Bowl rematch. We'll see. But yeah, you got Ravens, 49ers. I got Chiefs, 49ers. So either of those games are rematches from the last 10 years or whatever, or 12
Only,
years.
only because only
Yeah.
because the Lions, they just I think this is just their Cinderella story, but it's gonna come to an end this year.
You got ending in the championship.
Yeah, they still need some better
Some might
corners.
say it's gonna be the Cinderella story is gonna come to the Super Bowl. So yeah, I don't see it either. Just like you don't. I think it's gonna be a San Francisco game. I'd like to
Yeah.
see San Francisco win as well, and they're at home.
And they play well at home, so like I don't know.
So, yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It wouldn't surprise me if Detroit beats them just due to the fact that Kyle Shanahan is he just like one of those coaches that can't get you over the hump, just like
Yeah.
that is Dak Prescott that quarterback that can't get you over the hump in the playoffs, like same type of conversation you need to have. But
Yeah.
that's definitely going to be the discussion if 49ers lose on Sunday against the Lions. Is Kyle Shanahan the type of
Time to
coach
go. Yeah.
because he lost it as the OC in 2016 season with the Falcons, and then again 2019 season with the 49ers, the head coach, fell short last year. Not really his fault last year, but still fell short. And if you lose Sunday, you're falling short again. So that that conversation is definitely gonna come up, especially over the off season. Come Monday, that's gonna be coming up in the media. Is Shanahan the right guy to get you over the hump? Because it seems like he's the guy that can't at this point.
It's like all his successors are having success. Why isn't he? So it's like
you're winning, but it's just like Dak Prescott winning in the regular season. If you can't win the playoffs, what's the point? So
yeah, really doesn't matter.
Yeah, if Shanahan can't win on Sunday, that's going to be a discussion come Monday morning on all these other media outlets. So I know he needs a win. But yeah, Chiefs, Niners, my opinion, my prediction, and you got
Ravens, Niners. Yeah,
yeah, it'll be a good one for sure. With that being said, we hit 30 minutes. Not too long of an episode. That's pretty much what we got for today. Anything you want to say about this discussion before we close it out?
No, not really. I'm looking forward to football this weekend.
Looking forward to Sunday.
Looking forward to many more episodes.
Got the day off of work. I don't got to go to work on Sunday, so I can just sleep in for a couple hours. We'll wake up just in time to watch some football.
Nothing
watch
but football
all day, and then back to the grind on Monday. But yeah, I feel like Sunday is gonna be one of those classic Sundays. You're gonna get good football, and it's gonna be talked about. Twitter is gonna be popping. All the social media is gonna be popping, talking about football. That's what I like to see.
I don't like about it.
Yeah, I don't like seeing freaking Megan Stanley and Nicki Minaj and fucking Ice Spice making songs about fart. Like, I don't want to see that shit. Come Sunday, like, I want to see football and only football. No Stanley Cups. And I'm not talking about hockey. I'm talking about Stanleys. I don't want to see none of that bullshit on Sunday. I want to see nothing but football. Okay.
Lamar for MVP.
If people are watching this, you better be tweeting football. I don't want to see nothing else.
Nothing else.
But with that being said, yeah, this is the very first episode of 2 Points Noted. Again, I'm your host Kev, and feel free to if you like what we got, it's only more to come. Obviously, again, I feel kind of rusty as a host, but as we keep going, I get more comfortable behind the mic, even though I do whole nother podcast. But again, I'm a host on that, so it's just different, So yeah, if you like what you heard, you can check us out on YouTube if you're watching it on YouTube. 2 Points Noted. At 2 Points Noted on YouTube, all across the board. 2 Points Noted on Twitter, Instagram. So we got. We're gonna be on podcast platforms as well very soon. Apple and Spotify and Google, whatever. It'll be 2 Points Noted. I still got to get the name. Like I'm trying to think. Wait, what's our name again? Because it's dude. We texted this morning. I texted you this morning saying we're doing it by night. So I'll get the name.
We got it done though. Successful.
Yeah, man. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago, but actually a couple months ago. It's been a couple months about doing the podcast, and it's I saw you last week too, so we didn't really talk about it, but we talked about it today. So, yeah, man. Again, we're gonna have the link tree made after this, and we're gonna get this all posted on all the platforms and all that. So, again, if you like what you heard, give us a like. Let us know in the comments who you got winning on Sunday, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on the podcast platforms, and follow us on social media. With that being said, I'll close it out. Hope you all have a great night, and we'll see you on the next episode.